So, what if I told you the biggest mistake you're making as a student has absolutely nothing to do with your grades? It's being invisible online. I mean, think about it. We live in a world where your next opportunity might just come from a quick Google search, and being a ghost online is a huge, huge disadvantage. Well, in this explainer, we are going to fix that. We're going to show you how to build a powerful digital identity, and we'll be using AI to do most of the heavy lifting.
Here's our game plan to get you from invisible to completely unmissable. First, we'll break down the invisibility problem. Then, we're going to demystify this whole personal branding thing before we get to the good stuff, a 5-step AI system you can start using like today. You're definitely going to want to stick around because we're even going to build your very first post together and then wrap things up with some critical pro tips.
Okay, let's kick things off with what I like to call the online invisibility problem. Just think for a second about your time online. Are you mostly a consumer, just mindlessly scrolling through feeds? Or are you a creator, actually adding your voice to the conversation? That difference, it's everything. And honestly, it's where most students get it wrong. So let's be real for a moment. Right now, go ahead and open up a new tab and Google your own name. Seriously, do it. What shows up? If the answer is, well, not much, then yeah, you're invisible. And that might be the single biggest career mistake you're making right now. It really just boils down to 2 paths you can take online. You've got the consumer path. That's the passive scrolling, the liking, the watching. It's the default mode for most people, and it leads straight to being invisible. And then you've got the creator path, where you're actively sharing what you're learning, your thoughts, your projects. That is the path to visibility and opportunity. I really want you to let this next thought sink in. If you don't create, you don't exist online. It sounds harsh, but in a world where recruiters, collaborators, and future bosses find people through digital discovery, being a ghost just isn't an option anymore. The takeaway here is simple. You have to start creating. Okay, I know that whole idea of creating can sound really intimidating. That's where personal branding comes in. And I promise you, we are going to break this down. It is way, way simpler than you think. That's it. That's all it is. Personal branding is just what people think about you online. It's the impression you leave behind when someone looks you up. So the real question is, are you gonna let that impression be totally random, or are you gonna be the one to shape it yourself? All right, so why even bother with all this stuff? Let's talk about the tangible rewards. This is the why. This is the motivation that's gonna make you wanna start today. I want you to think of this as the new formula for success. Look, your skills are the foundation. That part is non-negotiable. But in the world we live in now, skills by themselves, they just aren't enough. It's your skills plus your visibility that unlocks the real opportunities. And what are those opportunities exactly? Well, we're talking about landing those super competitive internships because recruiters already know who you are. We're talking about making your college applications pop, building a professional network before you even graduate. This is all about opening doors you didn't even know existed. Okay, let's get to the how. This right here is your 5-step AI system. This is the practical, step-by-step framework you can use to start building your personal brand immediately. This system is actually a pretty simple loop. It all starts with identity. What do you want to be known for? Then comes platform. Where are you going to share your voice? Next up is creation, and we'll be using AI for that. Then consistency. You got to show up regularly. And finally, improvement. Always be learning and growing. That's it. That's the entire process right there. So let's zoom in on step 1, because this is the foundation for everything. You have to ask yourself a simple question. What do I want to be known for? Are you passionate about tech? Maybe science? Are you on that path to becoming a dentist? Your identity is built around what you're actually interested in and where you want to go. And now for the total game changer, step 3, creating with AI. This is how you completely destroy the blank page problem forever. Just think of AI as your creative partner. A simple little prompt like, give me 5 content ideas for a dental student, and poof, you've instantly got a starting point. No more writer's block, ever. Which brings us to what is, without a doubt, the most important rule of all from step 4. Consistency is greater than perfection. I'm gonna say that again. Consistency over perfection. Waiting for the perfect post is a trap. The real key to all of this is just showing up regularly. That's it. That's how you build momentum and how you build an audience. Okay, enough theory. Let's make this real. Right now, we are going to put this AI system into action. We're going to walk through building your very first post step by step.
So, open up your favorite AI tool and start with this exact prompt. Give me 5 content ideas for a student in, and then just fill in the blank with your field. This is how you're going to generate a whole list of potential topics in like 5 seconds.
All right, now pick your favorite idea from that list. Let's just say we're going with number 3. Now, you're going to tell the AI to do the hard work. Your next prompt could be something like write a LinkedIn post with storytelling and an engaging hook about idea number 3. See how we specified the platform? That helps the AI tailor the tone and the format just for you. But wait, don't just copy and paste that first draft. It's never the best. The real magic happens when you refine it. So follow up with another prompt, something like, okay, now make that more engaging and relatable for other students. This is how you start to shape the AI's output and really inject your personality into it. And now for the most important step of all, you gotta publish it. Just hit the button. Don't overthink it. Don't wait for it to be perfect. Just get that first piece of content out there into the world. The moment you hit that publish button is the moment you switch from being a consumer to a creator. Okay, you did it. You published your first post. So now what? Let's cover some pro tips to really level up your content game. And more importantly, the common pitfalls you absolutely need to avoid if you want to succeed long term. You want a pro formula for every single post you make? It's just 3 parts, simple. Start with the compelling hook that grabs attention. Then deliver the value. That's the tip, the story, the insight. And finally, close with an ending that encourages a response, maybe a question. Hook, value, ending. Remember that, and your content will always be effective. And finally, please avoid these 3 mistakes. First, waiting for perfection. Just start now. Second, copying others. It's fine to get inspired, but you have to add your own unique voice. And third, inconsistency. This is the #1 reason people fail at this. Just commit to a simple schedule and stick to it. So we end up right back where we started with that one big, powerful question. You have the framework, you have the AI tools. The only thing left now is for you to decide, what will you be known for? Now go out there and build it.